Good everybody, still here. Daily Market Pulse, Monday, May 19th. So markets and stocks rise, however, in very quiet volume, in a quiet session. So we're still in a correction. We do have the S&P and the Nasdaq above the 8 moving average, whereas the Dow and the TSX remain below. So here is the Dow coming off the 50, a little bit of a bounce, but still remaining below the 8 and the 20-day moving averages here as well. Below the original polarity, 16,600. So kind of stuck in the middle, stuck between the 20, stuck between the 50, stuck below a target area as well. The S&P. So I'm still thinking kind of on the negative side, quite frankly, overall. Yes, the trends are still up long term. We have the falling off the roof. It's come back to retest the polarity once again at 1885. So critical spot, in my opinion, even though it's above the 8 moving average. Critical spot because of the polarity that was there before, and it may just simply be retested. So we need to see a close above this into 1890 or higher. Same thing here. With the Nasdaq did have a nice bounce. It is higher. It led the way. Room to 4150. That's about it. Overall trends. You can see the series of highs are still going lower. At best, we had the last high matching the early May high, and that's it. So there's nothing making new highs as of yet. So only one time have we had higher lows, and that dates back to the end of April. If we go move over to the TSX. It's back to the polarity at 14.5, and that's expected. The 50-day moving average is right there, but this could flush hard and fast toward 14.3 or lower, so be careful of that. Otherwise, look for a bounce back toward 14.7 or higher, but right now I'm thinking possible flush downside. The US dollar, Canadian dollar is just about to retest 108 to 108.25 particularly. And that's about it. A little break below those areas, you're looking a lot lower. And the Euro US is trying to hang on to the 137 area, the pivot area across here. Since you've got a support, I think probably best that I'd probably draw that in at this point. There's your series of lows, and you've got probably up to here, right into this area right here. I'm going to do that right there. So that's your support area right now. So you can see the large box range, 139.50 above, 136.50 below. So $3 range. Looking for a bounce higher. If that's the case, you're looking at the halfway point and then maybe the full range to the upside. With the markets, at least overall, bouncing higher. We saw treasuries today going lower. So it actually has dropped into 136 and some change. Looking for the 8 moving average support as well as this area right here as a support area right there into 137 probably. I'm going to put that 137. There we go. So 137 will be the support area down into slightly lower. Okay, that's what we're looking at there for support. And Japanese yen. Japanese yen, that was Friday's candle, looking for a target slightly higher than looking for above into the the 200-day moving average. So 90, there it is right there. It finally did it for me. So it came higher and then got rejected at that level. So it's still trying. Moving averages, everything's trying to rise. Still like it higher. It got rejected briefly. I still like it higher. Going forward, gold and silver did pretty much the same thing. They just kind of paused, went sideways. Not much action there whatsoever. That's gold. Still holding mid-range between its resistance and the support at 1280 on the gold, but also same thing here. Resistance at we'll call it 20 above and as low as 19, but more like 1950-ish is where it stands. Pretty close to that area. Crude, on the other hand, it had some prior price action that was on the upside, and the continuation to the upside here into the upper Bollinger Band as well. So it's cleared now 102 and some change. It's looking for now 103, 103.50, particularly 104.50 ultimately. So I like this still to the upside. The 8 has now crossed over. The 20 is still declining, but the 50 is flat. So it may kind of chop possibly through here, but right now it may have already done so in the last 3 previous sessions. Looking for higher ultimately on crude going forward. Small caps are always worth looking at because that is considered the risk on, and risk on you can see came a bounce off of the 108, but into the 200, into the 20-day moving average, into the window that's above at 111.50 as well, and so still work to be done. It looks decent from the standpoint of a Hatami, bullish engulfing, hammer, etc. The window being broken, but it's going primarily in a cycling motion sideways since the first week of May. And then we go to the VIX has been pretty quiet. It gapped higher and then dropped, and so nothing much more there from that vantage point. So it's holding 1250 for the time being in a dollar range, 1350 above, 1250 below.